Recording, and I have music playing in the background, which is a band from the 80s called Breeze. But the purpose of this vlog is called All Around the World. Yes, it could be about absolutely anything, but it's about friends and making them, and going around the world. Well, never been, but the internet opened up doors to a lot of these things, and I think it's a great idea. I do like other cultures, and I do like other things, and there are various things that I really like when it comes to speaking about friends from other parts of the world. Now, I want to say hello to people like Katie in Canada. Yep. And I have friends in America. I have friends in Germany. I have a friend in Austria. I have no people in Poland, Australia, all over the place, literally. And it's interesting that, I always find it one of the most interesting things about basically speaking, friends and that all over the world. Not just necessarily England or Wales or Scotland or Ireland, but all over the world. And the reason why is because there's certain things that interest me, and I think of things like maybe sport, football. I mean, I'm not very technical minded when it comes to places like Poland and stuff where I'm thinking I don't know much about the football, and it's nice to get their feedback if they like football. Music is the biggest thing I love more than anything when it comes to around the world, because I speak music, particularly Euro music, but it's nice to get CDs, like you speak to somebody in Canada or Australia or Germany or Poland or wherever, and they send you a CD of their music. I mean, I didn't know much about Austrian music. I pretty much knew that Falco and Opus were the only two bands that I'd ever really heard of from Austria, and didn't have a clue on anymore. So I said to my friend in Austria, send me a CD of Austrian music, that he would recommend. I got a CD back which was pretty good, although he did put Falco and Opus on there. Obvious, what Mi Amadeus by Falco, which of course is one of the best songs Austria has produced, #1 in the UK, I believe, 1986, I think. So yeah, that's an interesting concept, and I do that, and I think generally it's hard sometimes, I suppose, if they don't like much else other than, say, one or two styles, because you think, I want a CD of Polish music, but what happens if they only like Polish rock and metal, and you kind of think, well, what about, like, dance, or is there any R&B? Does rap exist? What about pop stars? And that's not always easy. I'm very much into all kinds of music, so people said about what would you recommend if you were to give them, and I don't mean say all the biggest stars of, say, British music, but it's like saying over the years, if you're looking, say, going as far back as the 60s, people might say, I want a CD that broadens the horizons of British music. I want to see some British stuff. They don't have to be big in other countries, but they could be big in this country. And they would say, what would you recommend? What would you put onto a CD to represent British music? It's like, and I could do that. I could even say, well, look, I found these British bands who have scored hits or had some little success in this country. You don't have to be massively massive. I mean, you could be someone like Steve Harley and the Cockney Rebels, who's had a couple of hits in the 70s. Might not be well known to everybody all around the world yet. You're putting on a CD to somebody and they think, and want to speak to that band. Particularly one thing is, if you give them to American people, they have much more, you could almost give them the stuff that they've never really experienced, like Status Quo, where they don't know who Status Quo is, and you think, you know what, that helps, And another thing I like about all around the world is meeting friends, is getting to know a bit about where they come from, being sort of like what it is they have in their own towns and things like that, and particularly things like shops. I'm mesmerised by shops and things like, what do they actually have. Supermarkets is another thing, because I know it's crazy, but I love supermarkets. I love going around supermarkets and finding food and foreign, I'm not saying foreign food, but going to a supermarket in, say, Germany or America or wherever would interest me a lot, because I'd be like, brands, find eating hot dogs and crisps and, you know, things like that, you know, thinking, what wins for themselves? Of course, things like cereal. Although you'll probably look at it and go, ah, Kellogg's, yep, I know that brand very well. But that's what I basically enjoy. So, yeah, I enjoy around the world. I'm very much open to speaking people all around the world from different parts of the world and just basically making friends. I'm not saying I'm going to make loads of them, but, you know, a couple of countries, you know, here and there, where, you know, you have friends, and it'd be nice that, you know, you get to know them a little bit better. And the best thing about it is hopefully get a passport and go travelling, you know, that's another thing, you know, there are always that ideas, and, you know, Europe doesn't have to eat, you know, sometimes you don't even have to go for a week, you can only go for a weekend. I mean, people say about, you know, because you might not want to experience the whole week going on a holiday. You can go to France in a day, you can, you would get to France in no time, literally. I think you could imagine, you know, and that would not be too much of a problem. Or, you know, weekend away to somewhere like Germany, it works, because you go on a Friday and you come back on, say, the Monday, so you're only there for a few days. But it's enough time to see a friend, it's enough time to go around the sightseeing of that place, because I don't honestly like everything, and I want to go to Germany or a place just to go round, you know. I'll be happy to say, look, we're going around the shop, we can go to the football ground, we can go along the rivers and that, and look at what else they have, and just basically enjoy what sightseeing they have, and that's what I enjoy. Particularly if my foreign friends come here, I show them around Peterborough, but the best thing to do is take them to seaside as well. Show them delight have a good old British seaside, which I should give a good mention in a blog. So there you go, all around the world. And yet, it's also the name of a Oasis album. I know it's a single, and of course it's an single as well. So there you go.